In this video, I'm going to share with you how most people fail at doing video and what you need to get crazy good.
Hi, I'm Nils McQuarrie. I've been shooting video for 15 years and marketing for the last 5. I'm going to show you how to be confident on camera and how to quickly make videos that work. Get ready to learn.
I made this channel for 2 reasons. The first reason is because video is one of the most prominent, most powerful pieces that you can use in marketing today. Reason 2, most people are terrible at it, right? Like it's scary, we don't know how to do it. There's so much nervousness. If we can even get past the nervousness, what do we say? What do we say first, last? There's so many people out there that are making content, and it's going nowhere. That's frustrating, right? Putting all that time in and not seeing anything? That's not what you want. That's not what I want. That's not what anybody wants. Unless we're just have our channel out there, we're just making it for fun. Totally cool if that's what you want to do, but most of us want to connect. If you're not selling a product, you want to have people see what you're creating, see your video. You want people to go check out your website, check out your Insta. Maybe you want to just share some tips. Maybe you have a course that you're making. But when you're making a video, there's always a reason, even for entertainment, right? You want someone to sign up and grow a following. Ideally, best case scenario, we're doing what we love and we can support ourselves off it. So, if that's the case, doesn't it make sense that we figure out how to get really good at what is arguably the #1 most powerful tool in marketing today? Partly because you get so much. Not only do you get my voice, you get my words, but you get the incredibly powerful non-verbal cues. My tone of voice, my body language. All of those things play into in a big way. The great part is you can take all of this and still turn it into audio or written or whatever you want. It's kind of like the top of the food chain. Once you do a video, it gets much easier to do everything else. But if you didn't start with video, you can't do everything else. So those are just a couple of reasons why I dove in deep into video and why I'm going to show you how you can do the same thing. Because video is, as I mentioned, #1, arguably the most important form of marketing today. Secondly, really hard to do, period. Much harder to do well. So let's get started. I want to start by sharing with you my story about how I got good on video, because I was probably one of the worst people on camera you can imagine. Some of my friends think that's impossible because they've seen me for so long, but it absolutely is not true. I was absolutely horrible, terrible, very awful, not good. And it actually didn't even start on camera. It started with music and on a stage. Because I remember I was 6 years old, I was at my buddy's house, and the parents were gone, so we were tearing all around the house. I was running. I remember I was downstairs and I was running into, I think, their parents' bedroom, jumping on the bed, and MTV happened to be on. It was a 2 for back-to-back videos, and they were doing Van Halen. And there I was jumping on the bed. David Lee Roth was jumping on the stage. I was having the best time ever, and I thought, I realized we're doing the same thing. And I thought, grown-ups do this too? You mean I can do this when I grow up too? That's what I want to do. So, crazy excited, I realized I wanted to be a rock star. That was my goal. So, I get out there, and as I grow up, I start studying music, and I'm doing what I can, and I get in my first band, and then my second band. I'm finally on stage, and I discover I'm terrified. I have so much stage fright, it's insane. Insane. That's okay. Natural. Most of us have a fear of getting on stage, and public speaking is worse than the fear of death, right? So it's cool. I'll keep doing it and I'll get better, right? So I keep doing it. And what happens is, we weren't bad. We had a decent band. People liked us. So they told their friends. Then their friends came and their friends liked us and they told their friends. And the crowd kept growing and growing and growing. And eventually, we got to a moment where we were playing for hundreds of people. It was a decent sized stage, and now they brought out, you guessed it, the cameras. They had 2 cameras on either side of the stage. They were going to stream the show onto the internet, so not just those hundreds of people, but how many other hundreds or thousands, tens of thousands, I didn't know, were going to be able to watch us online. This is now a problem. So I'm looking out there. I remember the stage was to my right here. And as I'm looking out there, I'm realizing I'll probably make it through the show. I'll probably survive. However, this show is going to get bigger. The next show will be bigger. And the next show will be bigger than that. And the next show will be big. I was going to have a breakdown within 2 or 3 shows. If it wasn't this one, it was the next one or the one after that. And as I sat there thinking, I'm in my early 20s now, right? So this is 20 years, from 6, almost 20 years that I have had a dream of something that I wanted in my life, and I was about to lose it. Not because I have this horrible sickness, not because I'm trying to save someone. I'm just scared. So it's not even for a good reason. And I'm sitting there, this is kind of dawning on me, and I'm looking at the situation thinking, this can't be. Really? This is how it ends? I'm just too scared? No. This can't be how it ends. So I think, you know what? Even if I have to get on stage, I have to be able to talk to other people. Right? You would think, I was the lead singer of a rock band, you would think the lead singer has crazy amounts of confidence. Not this one. So I decide I'm going to prove to myself that I can do it, and I'm going to start small by just talking to another person. So I want to say I marched out there. No, I was scared to death. I kind of walked into the crowd of people, and I'm weaving my way through the crowd. I'm seeing groups of people talking, and I'm making up ridiculous excuses. Oh, they're obviously too busy. They're kind of same excuse for everybody, I think. I wasn't that imaginative. They look busy. And suddenly I saw a guy hanging out by himself, and I couldn't talk to him. And I went back and I thought, wow, this is worse than I thought. I really am. I really can't do this. And I sat there coming to terms with this reality. And it was very much like in Batman when the Joker's hanging upside down with Heath Ledger. And he says to Batman, this is what happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object. And my unstoppable force was that I had to get on stage. This was my dream. It has to happen. The unstoppable force was, I am scared out of my mind. I can't do it. And in that moment, I'm weighing the two. I'm going, I have to, but I can't, but I have to, but I can't. And suddenly I realize something that I can do that will solve both problems at the same time. And I'll talk more about this as the channel goes on. But in that moment, I realize that if I make a few changes in the way I'm thinking and the way I'm viewing this, I can completely transform how I am when I get up on stage in front of the cameras. I can change that. And it was one of those things where I've never done this before. It's so crazy, it just might work. So I get up there, I try it, and we have the best show we have ever had. It wasn't like a little bit, it was If it was like, here's the line, right? And I'm way over here and I just need to get over my fear, I launched way over into best ever in front of the camera and on stage. And at this point, I don't even need to know what I'm talking about, and I can still feel confident and good and make it fun for people, make it entertaining, and give a message or tell a message. Whatever I want to do, I can now do it. But it's only because of what I figured out in that day. So, what about you? How do you do it? A lot of us have this same fear. A lot of it because of how we grew up. For many of us, it was passed on to us from our parents, right? And there's some possibly evolutionary reasons for that. You know, when it was a bunch of people in tribes, it was important that we stay close to the tribe so we don't do anything to make anybody mad. And maybe that has gotten passed down to us today, so now we're very careful in society. And it's legitimate. I mean, how many times have you heard of someone do something that somebody doesn't like and they get blackballed? It happens to celebrities now and then. They do something, it's not okay, and suddenly it becomes a survival issue. People don't go to their shows or buy tickets. Happens a lot in politics in many different ways, so this is a real thing that operates in society. But what happens to us is that we take it to the extreme. And in things that are totally okay, totally fine, we get nervous to do because we don't want to shake the boat. Let's not forget the unknown, right? As human beings, we are afraid of the unknown and we like the known. I know this. Even if it's bad, we prefer the known. Better the devil you know than the devil you don't. If everybody put their problems in a pile in the middle of the table, pretty much everyone would pull their same problems back out. You've heard this in many different ways, and it happens on the camera as well. And this is one of the reasons that I was, and likely many other people, possibly you, struggle on camera. You have all these things from evolutionary genes and traits that have passed down to societal norms that keep this in place and keep you from being able to being your full self and expressing and really being amazing on camera. The thing is, even though we know this, we can look at it and say, yep, this is how it is. I understand society and evolution and tribes and totally get it. We can't just change it that easy because a lot of that's our conscious. We're running 95% out of our subconscious. So even though you know it, you just can't get to it. You can't access it. And that's how it works. So that's why it's so tough. So we need a really powerful way that can push us beyond that. And that, among other things, is what I'm here to teach you. I'm here to show you how to do that. And as we move forward, show you what videos you should make, what order you should make them in, what you should say in the middle of the video, what you should start with to grab attention, what you should do in the video to keep attention, how you should close your video. Anything that has to do with video and marketing, getting attention, just being on video and making an impact with video. That's what I'm going to be covering on this channel. So in the next video, I'm going to share with you how normal, average, everyday people who are shy, nervous, whatever, can become rock stars and gurus in front of the camera. See you in the next video.